Dang it.
Okay.
What's up, man? Well,
How are you doing? Hello, everybody in the Kyber Cave family.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Welcome. We're going old school now. This is how we in this show. If you become a Patreon, you can see the first missing 11 episodes of Saber Rattle. But this is basically how we started. Exactly, I started in this spot in my kitchen. The very first episode. We moved around to the store and other places.
Of
But
course.
the very first episode was in this spot in my kitchen, in front of patio. So we're taking it way back. What's up, Duran?
What's up, Duran? How's it going?
It is good to see all of you. Say Wong, Night Vision. We appreciate Matt, our flow master, is here. We appreciate you guys being here. Just to let you know, we're gonna have the show is gonna change a little bit, slightly, until we get some things worked out. We're still gonna have a show for you most weeks. We will not have a show next week because our new director, which, by the way, why don't you introduce yourself? Hey, what's up, Brent? Why don't you introduce yourself to people who don't know who you are?
Well, folks, my name is Lynn, DJ Uppercuts Younger. I am a longtime friend of Van over here. We've been friends since like 6th grade. I got kind of pulled into this thing, and I'm just have to say, as nervous as I was, I'm happy to be here, Kyber Cave family, and I thank you guys for welcoming me. Like, really, like, this is awesome. So just bear with me while I get my footing, because I'm like, this is still all a little new to me, but we're gonna get there. So it's good to see everybody in the chat, man.
We're still booking out. We've got excellent interviews lined up. So for right now, for the very short term, the show is basically, it's going to save you some time. It's going to be an abbreviated version of what you're used to. So I don't think we have a flow this week, but we will get that handled for next week.
We will get that handled for next week.
We're going to have a show of the flow every week. I know that's what you're used to, and I'm kind of proud to say that we're one of the few places on the internet, as far as I know, we are the only spot in the internet that weekly shows a different flow artist, whether it's fire, whether it's lightsabers, whatever you got that you can make look cool. Spears. We've seen people do rings. People had those like, remember those Fugazi balls back in the day?
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, I've got some stuff that I've been, once I started doing this, I had to do my own research on a lot of flow artists, and I came across some really crazy stuff, like really, really, really cool flow stuff. So I'm looking forward to being able to share that with you guys as well. So we'll definitely be doing that. We'll bring that back. I promise. So.
We are very lucky. For those that don't know, I know we say it every week, but James Kaiser is one of the OGs in the flow industry as far as lightsaber flow. When I first started Kyber Cave, it was 2018. So we've been around for about 7.5 years now. Flow was a relatively tiny little, only 2%. Flow was a very unknown part of the whole. Everybody was into beating each other up with the lightsaber stick, and if that's what you're into, you're gonna have a treat with tonight's show. We got some very great people. If you like beating each other up with glow sticks, I got some people to introduce you to. Anyways, stick around for that. But flow was a very unknown part. I fell in love with. If you haven't had a chance to see her, check out Michelle C. Smith. She was one of the first people I ever found out about when I learned about flow. And I mean, that woman is incredible. I want to be Michelle C. Smith when I grow up. But we are very fortunate that James Kaiser is one of the OGs that at the time he was already teaching people about flow. He was already using a lightsaber,
Okay.
aesthetically wrapping it around his body and, doing flips and things
Doing
like
flips
that.
and all kind of cool stuff.
Exactly. So he was one of the OGs and he was teaching people online through little videos and stuff. So we're fortunate that he is our producer for that segment. And every week he brings us a different type of artist. Like I said, whether it's, I'm always, what I'm always amazed at? Mez always makes fun of me, but all of those fire artists with the long hair, I swear to God, dude, I don't know how they don't light themselves on fire.
I still to this day wonder that same exact thing. So you are not the only one that's wondering that, man. Like that freaks me out when they got that fire that close to all that hair. Like, I feel like at some point it's going to be a relapse of a Michael Jackson Pepsi commercial or something like that.
Oh man,
Like,
don't show your age or anything.
I know, right? So yeah, like I said, it amazes me, and just the stuff that they do is just it befuddles me. I know that I should never ever have fire and things of that nature that close to my mind. You want to bring up any stories about me and fire at your house?
Yeah. No, let's not do that. Because I have stories about you.
I know you have stories. I know you have stories. So
Night Vision says I've been flowing since 2006, but Saber fighting for only 2 years now. So Night Vision went the opposite direction. Most people start off with beating each other up and then they get into the flow.
Yeah, that's been my like kind of experience with witnessing is like everybody starts beating each other. They were beating each other up in the Kyber cave and back in Vacaville. I used to watch videos of that. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, sorry, let me get a.
No, it's okay. Notice I've got my
I want to thank who was it? Somebody made a comment about Night Vision said, I'm kind of shocked how great Van. Well, thank you. Yeah, for those that don't know, I had a stroke about a month ago. And I've been doing it was kind of one of those epiphany moments where it's like, dude, if I don't change how I'm doing things, like I'm not gonna have, another 3 or 4 years. So I literally changed everything in a month. It was one of those things. It was almost like a light switch thing. You know what I mean? Where everything that seemed so hard before, it wasn't a choice anymore. You know what I mean?
So it wasn't hard anymore because you had to do it.
Exactly. And somehow that made it easy.
Yeah.
I haven't had. Well, I still shouldn't say any because I've had a little bit of sugar in my coffee, but I pretty much detox sugar for the last 10 days.
Wow.
I haven't had any carbohydrates. I've been staying away from anything man-made. So I've been still eating salad or broccoli or whatever, but nothing like bread or candy bars or anything like that.
Well, even bread? You've been
yeah, that's a hard one, dude.
That's a hard one for me. That's a hard one for me. And I man, dude, kudos to you, bro. Like I said, I know that was kind of a wake-up moment. It was a scary moment for me, being that I've known you since the 6th grade. And
right.
It was a very scary moment to hear that you were in the hospital. And I'm so glad that you're still here with us. And just like Night Vision said, he said the force is strong with this one. The force is definitely strong with this one. So
it's the tenacity.
Yeah. So I'm honestly, it not only does my heart good to still obviously be able to do this with you and be a part of this with you, but to know that you are still here. And I don't know what I would do without you, bro. So
thank you, man. Thank you.
Of course.
And same to everybody in the audience. I appreciate having Night Vision here, Duran. It was so cool for Mez and I to meet Duran in person at a live event. That's still cool. Mez and I talk about. That's still our favorite picture, was getting to meet somebody that we see every week online and then getting to meet them in there. Although I did meet Duran one time earlier that I had forgotten about. Brett, I want to say I miss Mez too. Believe me, I miss Mez. But don't forget, she does have another YouTube channel. Yeah. I put a post about it on my personal Facebook. I'll look that up really quick. And I'll put the link in the chat. But she has her own channel now on YouTube and on Twitch. So there's nothing but love for my girl. I would encourage you to follow her, especially if you're into gaming. That's what she does.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. So like, we're hopefully, like I said, we're still going to be in contact with Mez. I definitely want to still do things. In fact, I would love to have her back on the show at some point. And instead of as a director, as a guest, once we get things moving a little smoothly, like I would love to have her back on the show just to have her co-host with us and just kind of have that give that old feel. So like, I don't think we're gonna say goodbye. We're only saying, so long for now from Mez. Like that's how I feel about that. So
Yeah, she's still family for
yeah,
real. In fact, I'm surprised she's not in the comments right now. Okay, so this is the link to her YouTube channel. You can check out, and she does gaming. So like she was playing Jedi Fallen Order 5 days ago was the last video I see on here. So and then she also has a Twitch page too. So yeah, we totally encourage you follow Mez. That is my dear buddy. I love her always and her family. She is such a cool person. 20. But like I said, I do want to remind you, we are still giving away sabers every 100 subscribers. But I am going to tell you this. Okay, first off, we are at 2,936 subscribers right now. That means we need 64 more people till our next giveaway. So we will be giving away a NeoPixel lightsaber once we get 64 more subscribers.
All we need is 64 more subscribers.
All we need is 64. And then I'm going to tell you something else too. You definitely want to make sure you get in on this one, because at 3,500 mark, we are going to be making a slight change to our policy. We are no longer going to be giving away free lightsabers every 100 subscribers, but they will be free gifts from Kyber Cave, because giving away because we're picking up about 100 subscribers a month right now, and that's kind of expensive to be giving away a lightsaber every month out of my pocket.
Yeah.
So we'll have all kinds of cool things. We'll have keychains,
we'll have other giveaways for you,
hats, beanies, all kinds of things. But I'm not going to be dropping $200-$300 every month. And some months we've hit like twice in a month too, which woo.
And that, like I said, that definitely can hit the pocket. They definitely can hit the wallet a little bit. So
right. As the guy that's responsible for getting those sabers out. So 3,500, we will be giving away a NeoPixel saber. NeoPixel, how much cooler does it get? Hey!
I know. So,
I knew she'd be there.
She's here. All right.
And look at the comment right above yours. We were just promoting you, my friend. And Brent says he misses you already.
Yes.
So we will. Oh goodness. We will still be giving away free gifts. We will not necessarily be giving. So what we're gonna do, and this is even a surprise to our director over here. This is a new thing I'll be putting on for you, Lynn.
Yes. What? Oh,
we were just talking about you. Yeah. See, we were just talking about you. So what we're gonna do is, on the nights we have drawing, we're gonna actually have 2 wheels of fortune. The first wheel of fortune is going to tell us who the person is that wins, and the second wheel of fortune will tell us what exactly they win. So it'll be a saber or a hat or a beanie, T-shirt, whatever it is.
Okay. All right.
So that way it's hopefully, knowing my luck, it's going to just come up saber every single time anyways. All right. The Mets is in the house. We are so glad you're here. And Bobby is in that. Bobby was going to be our guest tonight, and you are still welcome to come on. And thank you on the congrats on the subscribers. My goal was to hit 10,000 by the end of the year. I don't think we're going to hit 10,000, but I'm still going to push for as many as we can get. And it really comes down to, when we are out at conventions, we tend to pick up a lot more subscribers. And I've been in a kind of, Kyber Cave has been in a lull. We have a show next weekend in Reno. Make sure to check us out at Kaboom Con next weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's awesome. Kaboom Con. And where's that going to be at?
That's in Carson, Nevada.
Okay.
Friday, Saturday. I don't know I can't remember the exact days, but next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
SLAK Fight. What is up?
All
Thank you
right.
for coming out to support Bobby. Go on.
That's awesome.
All right. And on that note, so just keep in mind that the show will be a little bit different for a little while. We are still going to be growing and expanding, and we may be changing in different ways.
But like I said, like we're gonna, like I said, once we work out the kinks, you just got to kind of like just be a little patient with us, and we'll get it there. I promise, guys. But yeah, we're gonna be a little bare bones just for today. Hopefully by next week, or I'm sorry, the week after next, we'll have 2 weeks to kind of iron some stuff out and cry on Mez's shoulder real quick and beg her to help me out with some things, and that way we can kind of get things back to the way they were. So
but just to let you know, that doesn't mean that anything stops. We have some fantastic guests coming up for you.
Yes, we do.
We have so we'll be off next week, but the week after that, we have show favorite Jeffrey Giuliani will be here.
Yeah, we'll be there. Yep.
This will be his third time on the show. If you guys are familiar with the little show called Squid Game, he was a VIP in the first season. In fact, he's the one that gets naked. Let's just keep it real. If you remember the first season of Squid Game, you definitely remember the naked guy.
Yes, we do.
he will be on the show. Just do your best not to envision that when he's on here and you are talking to him.
It's going to be totally too late for me. Like, all I'm going to see is just like one of those things when you're supposed to, picture your audience. I'm going to be picturing him naked. Like that's going to be the problem, unfortunately. But it's okay. He was great in the show, and I thought he was awesome. So it'll be awesome.
What's up, Raph? Yeah, so he will be on our show when we come back. So definitely don't miss out. Again, it'll probably be just the flow of the show and then the interview. But then that gives you more time to do things like yoga or meditate or whatever it is you like to do. More time for yourselves. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. We here at Kyra Cave are worried about your personal well-being.
Yes.
We have Andy from Toy Story coming up next month, I believe on the 19th. We still have Soleil Moon Fry and some other great guests coming up.
We got a great lineup coming up, like for the next couple shows. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
All right, so let's get into our guest tonight. Now, our guests tonight it's gonna be a little bit different than who we originally we had Bobby Zavala, and he is in the comments here. If he wants to jump in, he has the links. He can. But I'm not sure if he has something else.
I think he's got something else that he's doing right now. If we run a little, like depending on how late we run or how late the interview goes, he says he might try to jump in. We hope he could come visit us. But if not, we'll just have to bring him on at some another point in time. We'll
Bobby is no stranger to this show. He is used to kicking ass all over the country in the Saber Legion and with different fight organizations. So he keeps us abreast of what's going on out there. In fact, he was who was going to be letting us know about tonight. But tonight we have Seth Clendenning and possibly Ji Woo coming in. But let's start with Seth and learn more about this exciting tournament that's coming up.
I'm gonna bring him. Let's have him up. There he is.
What's up, guys? Hey. It's a Sunday night, and we're all happy, and we get to talk about Star Wars as like 40-something-year-olds. So it's a good day. We get to play with lightsabers. I mean, what could be better than that?
I'm loving the applause track. Thank you so much. And I see some beautiful. Okay.
3 rounds of applause was fine by me. More is fine too. So.
You're waiting for the standing ovation. So I see some beautiful hardware you have back there.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, sure. I can talk about the hardware. You mentioned NeoPixel, Van, and NeoPixel is like my new love. Like they're so fun, they're so pretty, and so whoever hits that, I became a subscriber tonight. Dirty confession. So I apologize. I did not hit you earlier, but I just made your whatever uptick. So if I brought you to another level, I don't know. But yeah, NeoPixel is so much fun, and I have more lightsabers than I can possibly use, but still not enough, you know? So yeah, I got lots of hardware. Actually, one of the guys in our chat group made some of my armor. I don't know if you can see it, but I've got some Lord of the Rings. I absolutely love Lord of the Rings. I absolutely love Guardians of the Galaxy. And I guess Star Wars. I don't know, maybe. But, you know, but if I had to pick one, it'd be Lord of the Rings.
Up if you can. The headpiece, the mask if you can.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
People love those.
So one of the really fun things about our sport is we allow creativity, and it's more like a hobby sport than it is just a straight up sport. Like, it does require athleticism, but honestly, anybody can do it. We have people that fight for McCain. We have people in their 60s that are fighting, and we just come together as a community and have fun. But one of our guys out of Minnesota, which is where it started, and he has his own little side hustle. It's called Beyond the Veil by Joshua Wilcoxon, but he paints masks. And so when I went to Vegas this summer, the prize that I won was a free mask painting. So I'm like, what do I want? Star-Lord. Who? Star-Lord.
Wow.
So that is the next one. Is he even put the fake hair on there?
It has hair too.
Yeah, exactly. It looks a little bit like Donald Trump hair. I don't know if I can say that on here, but apart from that, it's pretty rad. So I got that one. If you're into Lord of the Rings, I have Éomer with some horse hair on it. He also did this one. So it's like a true Rohan helmet. And then I actually did my own helmet back in the day because my original fighting name is the Harbinger of the Light. There is a certain artist, and he did like medieval and Star Wars artwork put together back when like COVID hit us all. And I fell in love with this picture, which is a medieval Luke Skywalker. And so one of my buddies, and then also Ryan McKenna, made me basically this Harbinger of the Light armor, and it's absolutely fun and beautiful. So that's like kind of my original mantra and cute, because Luke Skywalker is my boy. What can I say?
Hey, really
I'm
quickly,
an OG.
Really quickly, you had a question about your shield. Can you grab that shield there?
Oh, yes. I need to put some batteries in it, but we are in a beta mode where we're going to allow shields. So I have a shield of Rohan, and it does have to illuminate. We're looking to get officially approved, but one of my opponents, and I don't know, what is it called? Frenemy. Ryan McKenna, who is also in the chat, is we're going to be fighting with shields for one of the rounds. So it's going to be hella fun, if I can say that.
So we're going to get in just a little while. I want to learn a little more about you before we get into the Saber Legion and some of the rules. But
I'm kind of boring, so
learn
just
about
a warning.
shields because I never knew about any of that. Anyways, your costume there. Yeah. First off, I want to know about your lightsabers. I got a question. Hold on, give me a second.
Okay, sure. I'll do my lightsaber. I don't know if you've heard of the Custom Saber Shop.
Yeah.
But this is kind of it's kind of dim right now, but I actually design and make my own from the Custom Saber Shop. Yes. So I kind of designed this. I did some HEMA, and when COVID hit, it was like, what can we do to excel our skills? And so one of the things, I watch YouTube a lot, and there is an Italian, well, actually he's from Norway, but he does Italian saber, or I should say side sword, and I learned how to fight with a sword during COVID, of all things, remotely, and watched a lot of videos and like emulated it and just had a lot of fun. So I wanted something to kind of capture that balance. And then I also did some longsword for a while, and I'm just kind of okay at both, like mid, But so anyway, this is my main saber, and it's pretty beat up. And those are usually the ones that we all prize the most, is with all that wear and tear on. The pretty like shelf queens, so to speak. Like, I'm just kind of worried about fighting with them, So this one's got some engraving. I do my own etching and things like that. I designed I shouldn't say I didn't make the parts, but I designed it with the weight balance. What I did one day is I bought a bunch of parts from the Custom Saber Shop, and I'm like, I'm going to just figure out what I like the most. So I still got a bunch of these parts left over, but I came across this design. And some people have kind of made something similar, but it's got a very narrow choke at the bottom.
Bring it closer to the camera so people can see.
Absolutely.
Your artwork there, or your
absolutely. And my artwork's just kind of mid, but the design overall is you've got a narrow choke. Yes, sure. So if you have a narrow choke and then narrow the, like if you look at like sword hilts, they're nothing like gonky like we have from, like this, So
Right.
I rarely hold this except for as a leverage point. But when you have something narrow, you have a lot more control over it. You're not kind of trying to manhandle it, if I can say that. But so it's got a narrow choke, it's got a leather wrap, and kind of that Luke
Right.
Skywalker feel
Yeah, I
to
was
it.
gonna say very Luke looking there.
Yes, and then Subas are not really Star Wars, but we all have them for hand protection because the blade will
Right.
slide down, and it beats getting hurt fingers all the time. So it's not really canon,
I
but
agree.
it works for us. So
wait. So that is your main. That's the saber that you typically fight with, right?
It
or
is.
do you have a couple of them?
No, this is my baby. For what I'll talk about our event coming up, I will probably fight with NeoPixel because we just want some really cool video. So
Right.
I will probably fight with this, and it'll probably break, and I'll probably go through a couple blades at night. But heck, it'll be worth it, So the other brand, the main brand that I would advocate and use is Rebel Sabers. They've been really generous to us over the years. They've sponsored a number of tournaments, and there's some other carriers that have been good, but more recently, Rebel Sabers they have affordable. They got a 1-year warranty and all their stuff. And no, I'm not trying to like make a profit off of this, but I will say that their stuff is quality. It's pretty. It fights pretty well. We've got some of our own builds for the Saber Legion that some of our members have designed, and you get a warranty with it, a year warranty. And honestly, I could not do if I made you this Saber van. I could not guarantee that. I'd be like, well. Sorry, dude. I'm just a guy in a basement making a saber. I cannot make a guarantee on it, but they do that, and that's even on like the blades and the NeoPixel, and that's pretty impressive. So, you break it, they buy it, I guess.
SLK says I just ordered a Rebel Saber NeoPixel for our fight, and for everybody in the audience, to take nothing away from Rebel Sabers, please go check them out. But also remember that Kyber Cave also offers a 1-year warranty on all of our sabers as well.
Oh, cool. So, cool. I did not know that you guys did sabers, so that's new to me.
Yeah, we're all over the place. This show started 5 years ago. The Saber Cut Half has been around for 7.5 years, but when COVID hit, we had to close our doors, and so we started the YouTube channel as a way to keep in touch with our audience while the doors were closed. So
okay.
So we have. Make sure to check out kybercave.com.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited because I wanted to ask you, your first saber, the green one, is that what we call a stunt saber?
Yes, and it's old school. Like you pretty much don't find stunts anymore because it's actually cheaper to make them with the RGB base with the sound because they're mass produced so much to the extent that stunts are actually hard to find. So this is one that I was like, I feel like the rite of passage for any nerd is to make your own lightsaber. And that includes maybe not actually forging and like, doing the whole lathe thing, but to put the parts together, to do the soldering, to do the wiring, all that stuff. Like when you actually get it to work, it's like you feel like you're a Jedi. You know what I mean? Like it's just like I have arrived. I made my own lightsaber. Now I can go back to buying the factory stuff, but you got to do it once. It is really fun, So
it's your Jedi rite of passage.
That's
how you go from being a Padawan to a knight.
That's my build, and honestly, it's strange enough, but my build has held up better than anything I've ever purchased. I don't quite know what I did. I'm afraid it's like. Take it apart and see what I did because I kind of forgot that maybe I'll break it. It's just it works, so don't try to fix it. So as the old saying goes,
don't reinvent the wheel.
Anyway, yeah,
exactly. A lot of people coming in here for you.
Great.
And you actually had you had a question here. A couple questions. Let's go back.
Bring them on.
Okay, one Night Vision says, "Are there regulations on the Suba size? Are full baskets allowed?"
Okay, that's a couple of great questions, and I got some exciting answers.
And
the first one is easy.
Wait. I want to clarify for people in the audience that right now we're talking about the Saber Legion.
Yes.
There are different fighting organizations, and each organization has its own set of rules.
Yes. Okay, so this is our Suba, which is like a Japanese handguard, and it can be up to 3.5 inches in diameter. Mine's actually a little bit less than that, but you can go up to that like width. Okay, so that's question answer number 1. It does have to be round. It cannot have like any sharp edges. I guess it doesn't have to be round. It could be like octagon or whatever, but it can't have any sharp edges. Question number 2. So I don't know if you can see this here, but he asked about basket hilts.
Yes.
And people that have done like rapier or other things, like, I just want that sweet handguard. And the short answer is not officially yet. But as you asked me about my shield, these are the next 2 things that we're working on getting officially approved. They're kind of been experimented for a year. So you could, in our exotics division, which I just call our fun division, like, you can do a saber staff, you can do a pike, you can do dual wields, you'll be able to do the shield and like a regular saber, or you can do what we call a complex guard. So, for example, you could do something like this. My actual sword is upstairs, but here's like what I train with for side sword. And I'm not saying I'm great at like HEMA, but you could have something like this as long as there's no sharp edges. And there would be some disadvantages you wouldn't be able to have as long as a saber, or you can't have a shield. You can't have everything, but all the time. But you can have some of those things and still have a lot of fun with it. So the answer is yes, you can have a basket hilt eventually. So, okay.
Nice. I love the changes. Like the shield is a brand new thing for me with TSL.
Yeah.
I haven't been around TSL probably in about a year or so. But I'm excited to hear about these changes.
It's new to TSL. It's not. We announced it a year ago and said play with it and tell us what you come up with. Tell us how it's going. And we haven't had a lot of feedback, but we don't really see any reason why not to do it. Like, the people have the pikes, which is just a big long staff, and they're boring to fight with, but they still tend to do quite well all the time, So my buddy Alec Martinez made this one in the spirit of AMR, where he like throws the javelin at the dude on the elephant, the Mumakil, and gotta do that. So anyway, but yeah, you can have a staff, you can have a cross guard, so like a Kylo Ren type. You can have a metal cross guard as well. So we're trying to bring people in by having some variety and just having fun. Like, this would just be fun always. So
no, I know, and even we did a show where we had the leaders of all the different organizations. We had Lightspeed, Saber Legion. Oh God, I always forget the European one.
Ludo Sport.
Ludo. That's we had Ludo. We had Proxima.
Yep. Like the French rules, sure. Yep.
Right. So we had different people from different organizations come on and talking about the differences and what we're doing, to kind of like, see if we can make a way towards the Olympics as an official sport.
That would be great. Yes. Do I think it'll happen? No, but that would be great. So,
man, hopefully breakdancing didn't ruin it for us.
Yeah, that might have. You're right. That might have done it.
No more nerd sports. No more nerd sports involved.
Yeah.
At TLPA or TPL.
But they got a lot of hits off of that. Like, everybody knows about the breakdancing. So maybe negative press is good press. I don't know.
So I want to talk to you. There's a bit of controversy. I'm happy you brought up stunt, because I personally, my stunt sabers are the ones that I actually fight with.
Yeah,
I have one that I use for Saber Legion, and one that I use for Lightspeed. My Saber Legion one was a cross guard. Or my heavier fighter was Saber is my cross guard, and I used a curve tilt for Lightspeed because they're more of a fencing style.
Yes, and they have a thinner blade, so you wouldn't want something heavy for that. Correct.
Are people now using NeoPixels for battles, or for me?
I know of one.
My stunt was battling, and then my RGB was when I wanted to have fun in the backyard, and then my Neo was to show off.
So Rebel does offer warranty, and they do proclaim that their NeoPixels are battle worthy. I think some people have had some good luck with that. On the regular, no. I know 1 or 2 people that are using NeoPixel to battle with regularly. I've used them at practices, and I'll be honest, I haven't had the greatest of luck. So that's why I say I'm going to bring it to the event, and we want to make it kind of for the cameras. In fact, and all of our fights, and we'll talk about the fights maybe in a little while, but we have 5 championship fights. called at Saber Showdown, and I did request all of our fighters because I'm kind of the main, or one of the main directors at least, for the overall weekend events, and we could talk about that in a little while. But all the fighters should probably be using NeoPixel or something similar because we want to make a good show out of it. So to answer your question, most people still use stunt. Once in a while, you'll hear some sounds, or people have the sound capability, and then much on a rare level, are they using NeoPixel?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just me being late to the program because when I remember when I first started Kyber Cave, which was in 2018, 7 years ago, NeoPixel was the brand new jam. That was what everybody was into.
Yeah.
But everybody was like, "Oh, you would never fight with the NeoPixel. You would never do that." And now I feel like a lot of the Sabers are getting stronger and stronger. And even I remember Bendu Armory. They used to offer a lifetime warranty on their NeoPixel blades before they went out of business. Maybe that's why they went out of business.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what happens. Yeah. I mean, these got a year warranty, and the thickness is still 3 millimeters, which is like an eighth of an inch or whatever, and it's the same thickness as our regular RGB baselit blades. They just have the NeoPixels throughout. But I don't know. I have had not the greatest of luck at the tip so far, so I don't want to turn around and say to you, Van, use a NeoPixel. They're totally indestructible. I don't know what happened yet. So, but they're pretty.
I used to have roughly 3 years ago, we used to have a dojo in downtown Fairfield. And at that time, like I said, you would never use your NeoPixel for combat.
No.
Even at that time, people were, hesitant to use their RGB. It was, strictly stunts back then.
Yeah.
But
people are hesitant to take them off the shelf.
Right. It seems like the technology is changing so fast.
Yeah. And they're mass producing them at a level that they can replace it. And there's Chinese companies that make the blades. Yeah, you pay like $85 or more for the blade, but you have one for a while, and they will warranty it, and then it might be worth it to fight with it. But then you got your stunt blades that are like $15 or maybe $35, depending on what you're getting. But so I don't know. In the end, I think if you have a really good core and not just like a flashlight, it's going to look pretty and still be amazing no matter what.
Right. All right, Uppercuts. Hold on. I'm bringing you on stage, Uppercuts.
Sounds good.
Off, did you see my comments in the private chat?
Did I see your comments in the private chat? Of course, I just now. Okay, yes, I did see them. And
so I was gonna say, do you have access to that video thing that you built?
Yes. Yes, a little montage.
I was gonna say, Seth, really quick, we're gonna take a quick second. Uppercuts built this little video thing, and then we're gonna talk about the main reason you are here tonight.
Yes.
All right, so go ahead with that.
Okay. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Bear with me, guys. I apologize.
No worries. Thank you.
I like that music. I was just getting into it.
Dude, okay, so I'm excited to see. We had Alan Block on there.
Yeah.
Charlie Cummings. Charlie Cummings is the leader or he's not a founder, but I guess who's running.
He's the owner. He's the main owner of TSL. So yes. He's kind of the majority shareholder, people, so to speak. So
you got some exciting people in that lineup there.
Oh, this event is the event, in my opinion, of events. Like we have
first off,
almost everybody in the top 10 coming.
Tell people what the name of this event is, where it's going to be at, when it's going to be, what it is.
Yes, absolutely. So We welcome everybody to the Midwest. We are up in Wausau. Some people say Wausau if you don't know how to read it right. But yeah, exactly. But it's in Wausau. And it's actually like 2 blocks from my house, so super convenient, not selfishly speaking here at all. But you can come to Wausau, Wisconsin, and you're going to check out a couple of things, one of which is our main event open to the public. It's called Saber Showdown. How did I come up with that name? Well, Van, I did use a little AI, like, give me some good names, and that one popped up, and I don't know. There's a lot of AI stuff in those graphics, just because I'm not a graphic designer. I don't have time for that. So this is the best that I can do. I'm sorry to the public. So, but we got Saber Showdown, and Saber Showdown is going to be a lot of fun. We are going to do a Star Wars quiz bee. Have you ever seen that? I've been thinking about that scene in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, where they're like crossing the bridge. What is your favorite color? Right? What is your name? I'm gonna do like a couple easy questions, and then like, what is the speed and velocity of African swallow? But instead of that, it'd be like, who's the Moff of the second Death Star or something? Does anybody know that one, by the way?
Bueller, uppercuts.
The Moff of the
second
Death Star.
Second Death Star, not the first.
Not the first, because we know it was Grand Moff Tarkin. That was
that's easy.
That's an easy
without using your phone and the internet.
I would never do that. Like I have a little bit of integrity, and I'm thinking you got to help me out.
It's the first person listed in the credits for Return of the Jedi. It's like kind of this weird thing. Moff Jerjerrod. So anyway, it's not like a household name, but anyway, that might be an example of a question we might throw in there.
Because I should have known that one.
Well, that's okay. That's not really like a common question, but it's like also a fair question because it's listed in the credits. So anyway, we're gonna do a little quiz bee. We're gonna do a little costume, like walk the catwalk. For people coming in, and I'm encouraging all of our fighters to wear a costume or cosplay, just to kind of bring up the ambiance, right? And kind of create that environment of, you're a nerd, I'm a nerd too, we're all nerds together kind of a thing. So,
is this
an
annual event that has happened before, or is this the first time?
We have hosted a number of what we call championship events, and we've hosted, this is our 5th annual tournament. But the special thing about this is the catalog and the lineup of fighters. As you were like, ooh, Alan Black, ooh, Charlie Cummings, and then you're like, ooh, Bobby Zavala, who goes around and kicks everybody's butt, that kind of thing. And you're like, that is our lineup. Other fight, I can go out if we want to, pull up some pictures, but Charlie Cummings is our owner. He's fighting Tony Zaldua Jr., who is one of our Masters champions. Every single person in that lineup has had a belt or they have a belt. So last year I won Vegas. This year Jared Graham won it, and he did such an awesome job. And that's like our main division, which is standard. This year, which is actually my favorite division, Alec Martinez, shout out to you, Alec Martinez of Florida, who's from Wisconsin, so he's really a Wisconsinite. But we took the tag team belts, and tag team is like the funnest thing you can possibly do, because it gets a little silly, but there's all that camaraderie, and just in the end, people do take it seriously, but not that seriously. So it's like the best event because it's really just fun, So we brought that belt home this year, and if I can be proud of something, I'm proud of that.
Does TSL still do Unity fights?
Yes, we do.
That stuff is intense, dude. That blows me away.
Absolutely. So Alan Block is what he was pretty.
All hail Alan Block.
Yeah. No, he's good at that, and he won it this year at Las Vegas. And then in our introduction to it, I said, "You're like our traditional Unity champion." He got a good chuckle out of that, and that kind of made his weekend. That little comment that I made in front of everybody. But Unity is a really fun rule set, and actually Ryan McKenna. In our matchup, Ryan McKenna is a really gifted fighter. He does it all. He's a great community leader. I shouldn't say that because
tell the audience what Unity is for people that don't know what that is.
Absolutely. So the Unity rule set was birthed out of a desire to make it a little bit more theatric and kind of to bring people in. So as opposed to like a fencing rule set where I try to touch you first, and if I make a touch contact first, then I get the point. And it doesn't matter if you go suicide and just kind of throw yourself at the person, you kind of get the point as long as you get there first. It's an easy rule set to follow. It's a safe rule set to follow. Doesn't require a lot of training. Unity is a little bit more complex. Unity requires clear contact, so a certain amount of the
That's
saber.
what it requires.
Yes, it requires some training. It requires some endurance. It requires to be in decent physical shape. Um, it requires some really good timing. A certain amount of blade hitting it, and there's also, like I said, the timing. So you can't hit each other at the same time. It has to be there, or you have to like parry their blade away and then still come across. So it does look a little bit cooler, I would say, than our standard rule set, but it is definitely more grueling.
Yeah, it's a lot more.
Yeah.
So imagine for people in the audience that don't know how typical Saber fights go. In a typical fight, it's the first guy to hit the other guy gets the point, right?
Yeah.
In some places, they further go. You get more points for the head or the body or the arm. Different rules for different places. But when you're doing a unity fight, it's more like a boxing match. You just keep like pummeling the hell out of each other, and then somebody at the end has to calculate who got more hits in on the other guy. Man, it is intense, dude. I don't wish that on my enemy.
That's about 75% accurate. We do try to discourage the whole lumberjack approach. Let's just whack it on each other. You do have to engage and disengage. But that being said, if you guys were so if it just kind of touches your body, we don't count that. I suppose you could keep going. That would be the scenario if you kept grazing each other. But you usually would, if I would make an attack on you and then I get you, we're supposed to both break off. And sometimes the fighters forget to do that. So the marshal or the director or the ring person has to say break or something like that. And we've gotten better at it over the years because it's relatively a new rule set. And it's a fun rule set. It's definitely more of our show rule set. So Alan Block, who is a talented fighter, is going to be fighting my tag team buddy, Alec Martinez, who is a very talented fighter as well, especially in actual sword combat. They both do HEMA and things, but Alec Martinez has gotten quite a few medals in the HEMA realm, and I have to always talk him up. So,
wow,
it's going to be a very good fight. Needless to say, is how yes, all of them.
Sorry to interrupt real quick, but we had a question. Night Vision said, "How long are the matches in a Unity fight?"
Okay, so when we go to Las Vegas, we try to make it more typical and acceptable so that everybody can do it. When we do this, when Alan Block fights Alec Martinez at Saber Showdown, it's 90 seconds. So you're like, I could do that. Oh, let me tell you, once you start swinging that blade around and you start trying to dodge their blade and block their blade, 90 seconds is like eternity. So 60 seconds is already enough, honestly. So it's... and then if you do 2 to 3 rounds of that, I don't know if you've ever done martial arts, but I did Taekwondo. When you start throwing those kicks out, you are tanked. And using these kind of muscles all the time is not muscles that people use. I just had a buddy come to our practice this week, and he's in good shape. He plays soccer. He was sore and tired the next day because you're not used to doing this and moving around and using it's full body dynamic movements. It's not just run and kick. So not to mock soccer. Soccer's I can't do it, but it's different muscle groups is the point. So it takes a lot. Yeah.
Right. Now, how long have you been fighting?
I have been going over 7 years. I started a couple years before COVID. I think 2018. Yeah, 2018 in the summer, and I went to this Bible camp, family camp thing, and my buddy Nick Lafont, who is still in our group, he's the Italian scallion, not the Italian stallion, the Italian scallion. Can't be more stereotypical of Italian than that, named after cooking. But he had these Ultra Sabers, and I was just like, what is that? And he's like, it's a lightsaber. And I never even thought that was possible. All I had was the $25 ones that break when you hit them once that you get, with the D batteries in them. And I was happy with that. Yeah. And they made sound, and that was the greatest thing. You turn the lights off in the basement, and you go to town and break it in 4 seconds. But so anyway, so I was immediately hooked. I went to the practice, and there was 2 people in the group at the time, and I'm like, I'm getting gear. I had gear within a week. I had my Saber within 2 weeks, and I was in, and I have not looked back. because it's been a great source for me of friends, of exercise, of community, of like expressing myself. And COVID was rough. I mean, I'm not trying to get all down and personal, but I went through divorce. I went through a lot of things during 2020. Was just probably an awful year for everybody, but it was extra awful for me. And that was a little bit of an anchor for me. Other things like my faith things were also an anchor for me, but just having a like kind of an outlet and like a niche thing where I'm like, well, I could do this. So I was 2 years in when COVID hit. I was glad that I was already established in it by that point. And so I enjoy it. I enjoy seeing other people. We have like a teen division now, so it's nice to see the next generation kind of coming in. I'm on national leadership. I'm a national director. I've been highly ranked. I've medaled in most of the tournaments, and that's not to brag about it, but it's just
swing that camera over to your medals over there. Show
I can do that.
What you got over there.
I got a few.
Look at all those bad boys.
Yeah,
all those accolades, man. That's a lot of medals, man. Like that is awesome. That is
It's honestly, the medals are not as important as the people that you meet along the way. Like I've made. So what I like to show people more, the medals are cool, but in TSL we have something called patches, and I don't have them all up, but there's patches. Those are my real medals. Not to get all gushy on you guys and mushy.
That's cool.
But those are the real medals because you meet people, you befriend people, and you know somebody when you've fought them. You know somebody when you interact with them. So much in this day and age is just the keyboard warriors and getting in partisan arenas, and this is something that brings us together. That's our mantra, is united through sabers. And so you get together, you exchange a patch, and you fight with somebody, and you move on, and it's good. Ironically,
for those that are not a part of the culture, patches are a really cool thing. A lot of times people will get individual patches made, their own little logos and designs, and a lot of times when you go around the country fighting people, you'll exchange patches with other people. So for those that aren't part of the and then you get a wall like this, like Seth has back there, of all these different people you fought.
Yeah, and
go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was just gonna say all of those accolades are awesome. Like SLK Fight Night just said nice belt. Like that belt is awesome to me too. Like that's just the coolest. Like I'm starstruck.
Are you gonna start fighting, Lynn?
I don't know. I don't know if
you should.
I mean, like you said, it is physical, and I know it's physical. And like you said, you use muscles that you don't eat, like you never thought you would be using. And I don't know. I feel like I would.
We got to get a saber in your hand and get you out to one of these.
I know. We should get me out there so I can get pummeled by these awesome guys.
Well, let me tell you, anybody can do it, and anybody can have fun, and not everybody can win, and that doesn't matter at all. Let me just leave it at that. Well, not leave it at that. Let me start with that, because we want everybody to participate. All age groups. Well, they have to be at least like 13 now to compete, or will be. But I mean, 18 and up for our adult league is really what we push. And it's not about what you can do right now. It's about, like setting a goal for yourself and being like, well, hey, you know what? I'm just going to show up and have fun. And that's my goal. And that's the best thing. That's the best goal that you can have.
I was going to say
if the goal is going to be to win, you're going to always be disappointed. Just always are, because everybody has lost.
Through it. I don't care about winning. I just want to make it through.
Exactly.
I just want to knock down.
just make it through and as unscathed as possible. That would be that's a goal for me. And like you said, also the goal would be to have fun. I think that's awesome.
It's not dangerous. You can do it. We rarely do have injuries. Yes, they happen, but just because people are just kind of being stupid.
That's going to happen in any sport you participate in.
I was going to say,
yes, correct. Yeah. SLK Knight was being a little cheeky because he has the exotics belt. First of all, I have to calm on a little bit on this. He beat me for the exotics belt this year. So not that I'm bitter about that at all. But now I have, there he is. But I have the tag team belt, which he had last year. So, that's kind of two things there. And him and I have fought a fair number of times. So we're good buddies. He's the guy that made my really armor. You can see his logo on his chat thing. He has
Right.
Smokey's Armory. And he's really kind of started his own business and makes his own armor out of leather. And that's why I have my armor and I have my Harbinger. And he promised totally to make my Star-Lord armor. No, it's not true. But I can put him on the spot and say that. But I wanted to show you my patch real quick. This is my original patch. For some reason, I can't find my main patch right now, which is like my logo. I originally was a Gamorrean guard of all things. Can you believe that?
That is awful.
Hey,
nobody would choose that as their guy, right? The Gamorrean guard.
Yeah.
My mother.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Do you go to conventions?
Yes.
Do you know Steven Constantino?
No.
He's been on our show. You can check out our past episodes. But he was the Gamorrean guard in Return of the Jedi. I need to hook you up with him.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why I have an affinity for Gamorrean guards. You remember back in the day when you go to like the grocery store and they have like the little video section with like maybe 100 movies?
Yeah.
Well, that's all we had for like video selections. And as a kid, what movie would be available when my dad and I can figure out to watch a movie? Return of the Jedi, right? So you rented it, I don't know how many times, so should be able to own it, but we just rented it. And I watched it so many times that I would get through like, Jabba's palace and then I would like pass out, but that's still my favorite movie. I'm not saying it's the best of the trilogy, but it's my favorite because.
So check this out. Do me a favor. Take a picture of that patch and put it in the chat that we have.
I will do that.
I will send that over to Steven and I'll make a chat with the three of us. And he was in Return of the Jedi, so you can. He's got a whole bunch of. I'm sure he can send you a whole bunch of cool merch.
I would really, really love that. I might, if that were to happen, I might even pull back my Gamorrean guard kit because I had kind of made like the armor like him. I had the pig face, so to speak. Right now, and then I got the nickname from one of our other fighters who's in it, called the Baconator. So I passed it on to my buddy Michonne, who kind of fights, kind of doesn't. He's Baconator Jr. now. So it's been good times, but got to pass the torch on.
Personally, if you take a picture of that for me, I will personally hook you up with the original Gamorrean guard from Return of the Jedi.
Can you do a screenshot? How about a screenshot?
No, you got to take a picture of it on your phone and do it to the group.
Okay, I will do that. Making me work, but I'll do it. All right. So yeah, I have other logos and stuff, but what's that?
Goose said what? No Harbinger patch?
Yes, so Goose is saying that because he designed my other patch, and where the heck is mine? It's got to be around here somewhere, right, Goose? So maybe it fell down. I don't know. Now I'm kind of floundering, but you know what? I could show you my tattoo. Because that's got my patch on it too. Can you see that? Ooh. It does have a religious symbol on it, but then it's got the Jedi Order. It's kind of blended with those two things.
Right.
So, but that's my patch. So I even made a part of myself. And that's kind of like a lot of these things. They just become part of who you are. I got my kid's name in Hobbit, font. My kids' names I got for the Jedi thing. It's like a representation of my friends and, 7 years of doing this stuff. And then the faith thing is obviously that. So anyway, it just becomes a part of who you are and kind of absorbs into it. Here I have an entire, basement room dedicated to the sport that I love. But Goose is really good at graphic design, and he made my patch. Oh, I can show you the placard. No, I can't. It's all chained up. I am really failing on this patch right now. But I'll get to it. So anyway, should we move on?
About this fight that's coming up. Again, when is the date on that?
Okay, so it's the last weekend in September, and it's September 26th. And we are going to, I hired a professional video editing company to come do it. I should say there are a couple, I was at this con, we mentioned conventions, and I was at this con down in Milwaukee. There were a couple of brothers that were going around and they just had this great, aura to them. And so I'm like, I'm like, so guys, you want to come up to Wausau and do some editing for us? And they said, yes, because his wife is like his like wife's family lives in Stevens Point, which is like 30 miles from us. So it just was like one of those destiny things, to use a Star Wars term. So they're gonna come up and do the video editing. My cousin is a professional photographer. It's gonna be great. But on September 26th from 5 till 9 o'clock, we're gonna have 5 extremely good fights. So I have 10 fighters total. Charlie Cummings versus Tony Zaldua Jr. The next one that's moving on that we talked about was Alec Martinez versus Alan Block. That's going to be the Unity style. The next fight is our current champ versus a former champ. Jared Graham is a pillar in our community, and he is our current belt holder for Las Vegas. He had the belt before Bobby for the World Championship belt. He actually got that by defeating me. About 2 years ago, and he's a great fighter. Bobby's they're all great fighters, but he's fighting Jimmy Surreal, who is the nicest guy ever. Not that he say he's nicer than Jared, but he's so anyway. Jimmy is the typical like super good guy Jedi, and he's actually secret going heel. So it's going to be really funny to see like the nicest guy being like a heel. So that's what you saw in that picture of the stranger outfit that he's got. Is pretty cool looking. So that's March 3. And Jimmy Surreal versus Alan Block of all of our TSL videos has like over 1 million views. That's like our one moneymaker that we have for the Saber Legion. Like most people have seen that, and they might mock it or whatever, but they're watching it and we're getting some views out of it. The next match is Ryan McKenna, which is at SLK Knights, whatever he is on the chat group, versus my little old me. And then our marquee match is going to be Bobby Zavala versus, well, you should say Wu Jia if you want to say it correctly, because you do the family name first and then Jia, or you can just say Jia, or you can say Jia Wu, which to reverse it to be like, weird Americans. But so both of those guys are really talented. Bobby is a champion in our TSL community, and is, as you said, kind of goes on and kicks everybody's butt. And then Jia Wu goes around and kicks everybody's butt in HEMA. He's in the top 1% of HEMA. And if you know much about HEMA, there's a lot of fighters. So that's an extremely difficult bracket to get into. It's like being in the top 1% of wealth in the world. Like as far as fighters and the number of fighters there are, it's just a much bigger scope than like TSLs. It's not a dig on TSL. I'm a TSL guy, but there are a lot of HEMA fighters out there. So he is in, I think, the top 75 and top 1%. So he's really amazing. He's a really smart guy. Both of them are my good buddies. So I might be saying one thing about the other. I'm not putting either of them down. They're both just really great. So
is this going to be live streamed or anything, or do people have to be at the event to witness it?
We want to make it quality. If you ask me, we'll probably attempt the live stream, but I don't want to promise it because it might. We're at a YMCA, and unless I get on their admin network, probably the connection's not going to be the greatest, because we're inviting the entire public. It's going to be family friendly, so probably a lot of people are going to jump on the guest Wi-Fi. So I don't want to depend on that, but I think we will do our best.
Just the local tip for you: you should find out the local public access and invite them to come out to film the event.
That's true. I should get like a. Yep, I've got connections with some newspapers. We're on the Wausau events, and I have contacted a couple of the news channels that are planning on coming there. So if they stream it, that'll be great. But I agree with you, Van. That'd be like the best thing is to just get it, hardwired somewhere and be an official thing. So
right, and then you can get copies of that for whoever wants it.
Yeah, and so that's why I'm having the video crew. They're going to come in and set up multiple camera angles. They've got some nice equipment, and they're going to edit and mix it. That's my anchor for making this great. So as you know, media is the way that you kind of get somewhere as an organization and get the hits and the highlight reels and all that. So that's kind of the goal, to be honest. So for my goal is to build the organization through media that night.
So Seth, let me ask you, what do you do to prepare for something like this? I can envision you in like a Rocky montage beating up.
That was going to be my next question, man. Like that was going to be my next question.
Oh, that's a good question. Well, you know what, Van? I was totally thinking about you because even though we just like started talking tonight, But you mentioned, life changes.
Right.
When I fought Jared Graham, this was the best compliment to me is he told me that he quit smoking. And I was like, you know what? I won this. If I got you to quit smoking after like 20 years for this
Wow.
lightsaber fight, I won. I get the Rocky montage for, prolonging Jared Graham's life, right? I mean, seriously. So
Right.
some of us do take extreme measures like quitting smoking. Like that is an amazing thing. I was very happy about that. I was like, that really moved me. But just a month ago, I was sitting at like 235 pounds. I hit
Mhm.
doing no carbs and no sugar for the last month, and I dropped already like 15 pounds. And so I've been trying to get my steps in. I have what's called
I
I have
just,
a heavy.
I just,
Go ahead.
I just started that. I'm like 10 days no sugar.
The strange thing about it is, yes, you crave those things, but I have more energy without it than I do
Yeah.
with it. It's once you get over like that day 2 or 3 with the sugar, no sugar headache, then it's
Yeah.
like you feel great and you like don't crave as much food. So just my advice to you is just keep going with it and just keep eating the good stuff, and you're gonna still have more energy in the end. I know I do. So I'm
Excellent.
feeling great. Um, but what you do to prepare for me personally, I do lunges, and
Mhm.
lunges teach you to keep your body upright, and they work on your leg strength and your speed, and you can be more explosive. Some people do squats, those are good too. But the
Mhm.
main thing I do is swing a 15-pound bar, heavy bar. And the 15-pound heavy bar works on your control. The stronger you, I tell people they're weak, they're hitting too hard, and they say, "How can I like not hit as hard?" I'm like, "Get stronger." And
Right.
they're like,
Right.
"What?"
Right.
Yes, get stronger because then you have
Right.
more point control, and you learn to hit to the target instead of through the target. So I swing a heavy bar pretty regularly, most days. Even after 30 swings or so where I'm controlling it, I'm starting to get tired, and I can do multiple sets of those. But that creates forearm strength and back strength, and it's like a full body workout. So it's an amazing thing to do that. But apart from that, I take the dogs on long walks and throw the frisbee. And at the end of the day, I have 3 kids, and this is I can't do the Rocky montage and drink like a dozen raw eggs
Do
and
you
run up
have
the steps. So
do you have in your area other people to fight with? I know depending on where you are in the country, some people are blessed to have little parks where they do meetups and stuff. Some people they have to drive 2 or 3 hours to find somebody else to spar with. What about you? What's your situation?
absolutely, I would say pre-COVID, we were one of the largest groups. COVID kind of killed the radio star.
Yeah.
But still today, we're kind of building back up. So we have a regular practice. We meet at a local church, and it's not a religious group. Obviously, the church is religious, but
Oh,
we're not. And so, as a part of that, they let us use their gym, which is very generous for them to let us use their gym, like free of charge.
right, right,
So
right.
that's very nice of them, and it's like kind of a beat up gym, but it's perfect for what we do. But we have, I would say, on average, 10 fighters. This last week, I think we had more than that, and we have some guests like all the time. And sometimes we go outside, like downtown, and people
Nice.
will be attracted and they'll see the lightsaber they might just watch. But no, we meet regularly every Thursday from like 6 till 8 at a local church, and it is something I look forward to on a weekly basis. It's not always something I want to do because it's like one more thing to do that week. But
Right.
every time I go, it's worth it. You get butt done practice like, oh, boy, I'm glad I went. So you connect with somebody, you got some exercise, and just kind of release the wiggles, so to speak. So,
Exactly. And
yes.
speaking of connecting with guests, we have a guest here coming in. Why don't you throw him up there, DJ Uppercuts?
Got
There
him
we
in
go.
there.
Oh, hey, what's
Right.
up? Hey,
There he
yeah.
is.
Sorry, I've fighting a samurai. Had to do ninja training. So
It is
It's good
good
to
to
see
see
you,
you,
man.
sir.
yeah, what's up? Hey, is G still in the thing too?
Seth is on. No, just
I am,
Seth.
yes.
Oh
Yep,
Okay,
yeah.
one
cool,
on me. You get stuck.
cool. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know what happened to G. Like I'm not sure where he was there for a second and then he left and I'm not sure what happened to him, but he's here in spirit. So
oh well. Hey.
Yeah, I don't see him.
So what's going on, Bobby?
Oh, not much. Seth is way cooler than me. I just gotta let y'all know. You
G
can't
is
tell.
in the comments.
He's in the comments.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have a picture or anything. That's why we don't see you, G.
Huh.
There he
Oh,
is.
there you are.
I'm adding him. There we go. All
All
right.
right, cool.
All right.
There we
Wow,
go.
look at this.
Yeah.
It's a party now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So I don't know how you doing tonight, G?
It's good. So late. I'm in the East Coast right now. It's about my bedtime.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
late.
man.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
over
10:20 here too. So
I'm in Michigan, so yeah.
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 Well, we appreciate you all being on there. I don't know if you've been backstage the entire time, G, but we didn't see your
Yeah, I
picture,
was.
so we didn't think you were
Aw.
there.
I'm sorry about that, G. We would have added you a long time ago. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I would
G's
not, but that's fine.
G's a lot more ninja than me. That's a secret. Yeah.
Well, we have been very fortunate to be talking to Seth this whole time. He's been letting us know a little bit about this fight. We are actually going to be we've only got about 5 more minutes or so left in the interview. Is there anything either of you guys would like to add or yeah?
It's just more of we got to give Seth props for hosting this event. He always things he didn't really talk about is he has the largest Saber tournament outside of Vegas every year.
Ooh.
And it's in the middle of nowhere. In a town
Wow.
that only he can pronounce. So us Southerners don't even try. So
I feel like
Nice.
if you ask his friends, they'll say he's pronouncing it wrong.
well,
Really?
who knows? I pronounce everything wrong, so I have no room to talk. But anyway, yeah, our champion match, like Seth went over the lineup a little bit. Right now, I am fighting probably on paper one of the best sword fighters you'll ever meet. Right here in the chat, he is. Seth mentioned he's top 1% of HEMA, but aren't you a third Dan and Kendo as well?
Yeah, and top is a little bit exaggerated, I would say, but
Hey.
I'm not going to mess with you in a dark alley. How about that?
You know, I asked an AI chat. I'd put some statistics down of who it thinks would win, and of course, AI tries to like suck up to you because that's what it does. But it still didn't think that I got this fight against G.
wait, they do predictions. That's kind of
You gotta train it a little bit to talk about it. But yeah, G and I both got custom Xenopixel sabers for this fight.
Ooh.
Which I think G's gonna have a little bit more of an advantage for that because he's a little bit more of a two-handed fighter and very explosive. I don't know if you ever seen this guy fight, but you can watch him on YouTube. Just type his name into YouTube. Put JAY.
Is this event being sponsored by Rebel Sabers this time?
Mm-hmm.
It is. So it's part of the video production. Well, they're providing a number of sabers. They're providing, for our standard division, they have a really nice one. For our exotics division, they have a really nice cross guard. They're providing all the major prizes. So they're between $200 and $400 for each one that they're putting up for the tournaments. So yes, so they would get their name like in the video production, and rightly so. Are they putting up cash money? No, but the prizes are significant. And
Oh yeah, totally.
do people come for the prizes? Maybe not, but it's really neat to have them there. You can actually build your own saber when you're at the event too, which is really fun. If you've ever been to like Disney, we can make your own. Like, you can build your own combat saber. So
right. No, I've gotten to see. I know for a while. Vader's Vault, I think, was sponsoring some, and I've gotten to see Alan Block's lightsaber up close and personal, which is absolutely gorgeous.
Yep, we might be seeing more of them in the future. They've been wanting to come back and be with us, so that'll be exciting. But yeah, Jim is a fencing champion. He is very. He has what I call the no-tell attack, and he could probably explain that more. But I'm pretty good at like counter and reading it. Jiwoo is very difficult for me to counter and read. So, and Bobby is just does it all. He just, this is what he does. So it's going to be a very good, high intensity but friendly match. So.
Yeah, I know this is also a match that we kind of had to. I don't want to say G and I picked the judges, but we definitely made sure we had judges that could process the speed that we.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you ever watched G fight, but he is insanely explosive, and he can be from one side of the ring to the other faster than you can blink.
Yep.
And I try to do the same. I try to do the same stuff. Sometimes I pull it off, and it looks cool. Sometimes I just stand there and get hit. But
so for anybody trying to talk about fencing champions, I just sent a must-see video on the topic.
It's not family friendly, but you can watch on your own. Yeah,
No big deal.
It's YouTube, so like it has the right limitations.
That's our inside joke. Yeah.
I do have.
So what are you guys most looking forward to about this event? Is it about the camaraderie? Is it about the medals? Is it about just getting the hell out of your town?
So me personally, I have the championship belt. Like I have it right here for TSL, but I don't like to say that I'm number one because I know there's people like Seth can beat me up, G can beat me up. I've actually never fought G in a rank standard match. Wow. He is about the only person in the top 12 I have not. And when I'm sitting there trying to choose who I am going to defend the belt against, I want to face only who I know is more than likely going to beat me up.
Wow. You always fight people higher than you. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Like I don't care what's on paper. I feel like G could take this home.
Ooh, that's cool. Hold that up again. Let the camera see
that. In my head, but
so
sure.
we got this, and then we got previous winners from 2017 to 23 on this side. And then on this side, it's just me and Jared right now. I did go ahead and I ordered the next plaque to where no matter what the results are, we're gonna have it updated right at the tournament.
Wow.
So I'm either gonna throw this one away or put this one on. And
one of them will be a collector's item. Excellent. Well, guys, we are going to get ready. Is there anything anyone want to leave for this? I apologize. You guys came in late. We didn't get a full, but maybe after the tournament we can bring you guys back and we can talk about what happens at the tournament.
Can I say one last thing?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay, I know we got much time, but I didn't get to say what my favorite thing about the event is. My favorite thing about the event is I plugged it into AI to make me something like a poster for it instead of Blade Toberfest. It came out as, you're going to love this, Blade to Beer Fest.
Oh.
Okay, and that makes sense. But here's the thing. We are doing a great community thing on Saturday night. I live like 2 blocks that have a pretty decent sized house. Everybody's coming to my house. Everybody's going to get like a collector mug. Everybody's going to have a good time. We're going to all have Wisconsin brats and cheddar and cheese curds and maybe some beer if you choose, or you can have some seltzer water. I don't care. But we're going to have a good time, and we're going to celebrate as a community, win, lose, draw, etc. We're just going to have fun after a long day of saber fighting. And that's really what we're about, is the community. We want people to come together, be who they are, express themselves, and maybe whack each other with a glow stick. So
I love it. There's nothing more fun than beating up the ones you love with glow sticks.
Yes.
Jiwoo or Bobby, anything else you guys want to contribute?
No, I'm pretty much good. I just wanted to give Seth the time to promote this amazing event that he's doing and hosting, and that we couldn't be as cool without Seth.
I want to apologize for all the confusion coming into the show today. Like I said, we have a brand new director, so we were happy to get Seth could come out last minute.
My fault.
No, it's not your fault. I'm just saying that the show has changed, and it wasn't as smooth as it usually is. But I'm excited that you guys were able to make it and let us know about this event. Remind me one last time when the date is.
Sure. So the Saber Showdown, which you see these, we're doing like Brady Bunch style. The guys below me or now on the right. Can I look over this way now? There we go. And there was a store. Okay. But they're fighting on September 26th, which is a Friday night. And that's part of within the realm of Bladetoberfest. And that's a Saturday and a Sunday. So if anybody is interested in being a part of that, if you can be a safe fighter and if you need to help with getting the gear, it is not too late to sign up, but it's getting pretty close. And as Bobby said, we're the largest regional tournament. And we have more fighters than our annual tournament already signed up, actually by like 25%. We have over like 55 fighters registered. It's an insane number for like a niche sport. We had like 40. There was in the 40s for annual tournament. And that's not because we're trying to beat that, but as they said, people come to little Wausau, Wisconsin, and we put together because we just put the community first. And if not for people coming and helping out, it wouldn't be successful. So thank you to the community. But September 26th until the 28th. That's our weekend.
So that weekend, the weekend. Excellent.
So 2 weeks.
For those of you that can get out there, make sure to get out there. Go be a part of that audience. If you want to be a fighter, there is just a tiny bit more time to register.
Yes.
Where can people do that? Is that on a website?
Yes. So if they could just plug in because it's public. It's the same, it's Saber Showdown Championship Series. That's our Friday night. They could come to that. Yeah. It's also called Bladetoberfest, which it's spelled the way it sounds. Yeah. Or you could go on the Saber Legion community page. You might have to like request to join that page, and then you'll see like our event. So you can be like, I heard about this thing on the Kyber Cave. How do I join it? And I'll be like, what's up? Here's how. Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank everybody, Bobby, G-Woo, Seth. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. We'll get Bobby and G maybe back again, like I said, after the tournament has happened. Maybe we'll have you guys give us updates.
I think I think we should get everybody back up here after the tournament. We get an update. We see what that belt looks like after the tournament. See what plaque is on that bad boy.
Yeah, if it stays in Nashville or if it's in Massachusetts. So.
That's the thing, guys. Our fighters are coming from all over. They're coming from California, from Florida, from Boston, from Nashville, from South Dakota of all places. So I mean, people are coming from all over for this tournament and for this event. So it's really the community coming together and saying, yes, we love TSL. Yes, we love being our 13-year-old selves, and let's do this.
we love staring at coin for 10 hours.
So there's that.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate having you on. You all have a beautiful night. Thank you for staying up late.
Too.
Thank you for staying with us, guys. We appreciate you. Have a good night.
Good night.
Have a good night.
All right. Are we pull? Oh, there you go. Well, what do you think of that, my friend? Are you ready to get your saber and start fighting some people?
You know what? I think that's what's gonna have to happen. Like, I think I'm gonna have to get my saber and maybe start fighting. It just sounds like, from everything they were talking about, it just sounds like a whole bunch of fun, man. It sounds like a lot of freaking fun. And
how far are you from where they're at? They're in Wisconsin.
I mean, they're in Wisconsin, so I mean, I'm not too far. I would say, I mean, I can Google about how far I am from Wisconsin. Where did you say they were? They're in Wausau, Wisconsin. Wausau, Wisconsin.
What is that? What is it, Seth? Wasabi.
Wausau, WAUSAU.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So where are you?
I am in Auburn Hills, Michigan. So I'm.
Oh yeah, you could just drive around the lake or over the ridge or take the ferry across. No, that'd be great.
It says it's only an 8-hour drive, so that's not that
exactly. You got no excuses. We got people that are driving like 12, 16 hours. So
I have no excuse.
And I got loaner gear for you, so you come, and I got a bunch of people staying at my house. I will host you, my good sir. So you just come.
Oh, hey, bring a camera out there. You can do some a Kyber Cave.
Do some Kyber Cave.
I'll do some Kyber Cave on.
I'm serious.
Yeah,
I would love to have that.
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah, okay, you know what? We'll have to do that. Like I said, I'm
All
not
right.
that far. We'll definitely have to do that.
I
Night
will
vision says, I
have
need a
like
ride.
12 to 15 people stay in my house. So as long as you're good with like floor space, I do have heat, carpet, and all that. But that's what it's gonna be like. We're just gonna kind of dorm room, frat
That's
house it
cool
up.
with me.
So
That's totally
yeah.
okay with me.
Okay.
Yeah. Man,
All right,
Seth,
hey,
thank you
thanks,
again
Andrew.
for being on, Seth. We appreciate you, man.
So
That's
what do you
awesome.
think? We might get you going. We'll get Espa to go out there too with some armor.
Yeah, we'll have to do it. I'll have to take off work and we'll have to go. Yeah, like Goose Goose said, drove 36 hours to get there and it was totally worth it. So I feel like 8 hours is about a thing. That's like when I lived in California. That's like just driving to LA, man. Like it's not a big
Right.
deal. Yeah,
8
yeah.
hours is Trump numbers.
Yeah, those are Trump numbers when you when you think about it, man. Like that's awesome, dude. Like that's awesome.
What is going to be is the bruises when you come home, though.
The bruises and the soreness. That's gonna be the kicker. I might not be able to go to work that next Monday, the following Monday. I might not be able to make it into work, but yeah. No, man. You know what? It's always so exciting to actually be in a chat with guys like Bobby and Seth and G, and I thought that was. I thought it was amazing listening to those guys. Like that was awesome, and listening to just the intricacies that go into a tournament like that. I just think it's super cool, like super awesome. Like just learning more about that was just amazing to me. So yeah, I would love.
It's obviously got to be a good event if people come in from all over the country.
Right?
It's worthwhile,
right? Like that. Exactly. So I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Like if I'm gonna have to block out some time. I have to put in a PTO request and get out there. So yeah, that would be amazing. Dude, that was a pretty cool show for
you survived your first show. What do you think about that, brother?
Show, man? I survived my first show and I'm pleasantly like unscathed. I was definitely a bit nervous, but I have to give myself a so I had to give myself a short one. I don't deserve that much, but I made it through, and so I'm pretty excited, man. It was cool, and thank you everybody. Thank you Kyber K family for bearing with me. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you guys still tuning in. And it's going to be a wild ride. We're going to do this though, so yeah, I'm excited.
We got big things to come. On that note, I want to remind everybody, just like our friend Seth did not know, Steve said you did a great job. Good job. Good job
thank you,
there.
Steve. Thank you very much, Steve. I appreciate it.
Make sure to head out to kybercave.com for all your Saber needs. We not only put on this fabulous show every week, we sell Sabers ourselves. That's actually how this show is happening, because we sell the Sabers. We also have 1-year warranties and fantastic prices. And we hope to do the best we can for our customer service for you. Oh, you're getting all these accolades. Everybody thinks you did a great job.
Hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. And like I said, I'm honored to be a part of this family. So thank you again, gentlemen, like and ladies. And Mezzo, I thank you for giving me this opportunity as well. So like I'm ecstatic to be here. So yeah, please give a like and subscribe, and
make sure to also go over to kcp.com if you want merch that's specific to this show or any of the other shows that we do on Kyber K Productions. When you go over to kybercave.com, that's going to be all our lightsabers. We actually have toys, necklaces, all kinds of cool merch, t-shirts. KCP merch is more specific to the YouTube channel. And then we also have our Patreon page, which for just $1 a month, we go up higher than that. For just $1 a month, you can help support this show. That money usually goes to our editors and all the other shows. We have a brand new show that's going to be coming out probably within the next week or two. We just wanted to give our director a little bit of time to get used to this show. But we have Kyber Cave After Dark version 2 will be coming out very soon.
Yes, and that will be that'll be a whole cool little format. We're just gonna kind of, round table it. It's gonna be a cool little round table that we're gonna do. So it should be some fun. We should have had some fun with Kyber Cave After Dark as well.
A lot of your old hosts that you were used to, if you watched it before, a lot of them will be coming back. So
yes,
we're just refreshing the format a bit.
Yep. So Van, this was surreal, man. This still brought me back to, previous projects that we've worked on, and like I said, we've got a history. This, like I said, it was a little nervous at first, but just I fell back into our old ways, and I'm
like coming back together again.
Yeah, we do this. We do this dance a lot where we come back together, and it's just been awesome.
We don't talk for 5 or 10 years, and then all of a sudden we come back and just start producing art again.
Yeah, and we create magic, and I have my better half over here. She was a big part of bringing us back together, and so she was just letting me know that she gets the credit for it. So but again, it was just it felt good, felt natural, and I'm just glad to be here. Thank you so much, man.
And like Night Vision said, please make sure to hit that like button. Please share this with as many people as you can. Get out to that event if you are in the area, or even if you're not in the area. It's worth traveling for. I feel like we're going to be off next week, but we will be back again the week after that with Squid Game actor Jeffrey Giuliano will be with us that night.
Yes. So that, like I said, that's not this next week, but the following weekend.
The week after. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So. All righty. Well, that's pretty much the show.
That's the show. You know what? I'm at least gonna bring us out with an outro. I'm not even sure what outro this is, but it's gonna be an outro. So this is gonna be awesome. But this is gonna be the kind of fun that we have. So, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Peace. Hit that outro and then take us out.
I am doing